Hi there, this is Dr. Buddy, and I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about sorting of lists. And there are two types of things to do. Suppose I have a list L. I can call a function called sorted of L, or and almost always when I do that, I'll have an equal sign. L2 equals sorted of L. Or and let me point out, this does not change L. Right? There is another option where I can take L dot sort, and in this case that changes. So this changes L. Notice up here I had an equal sign. Not that I have to have that equal sign, but this tends to be how it gets used. So there's one option where I don't want to change L. So I have a function, it returns a sorted list, and then I can assign it to something. And number two, I actually want to change L. This changes it, has a side effect. So given that, let's take a look. All right. So in the shell here, I have a list L, and I can create a new list L2, which is sorted of L. And if I take a look at L2, I can see that it's sorted. Now I can also notice that when I type this out, I get these options. All right. So I have to give it what's known as an iterable, which is my L, and a key, which I'll talk a bit in a moment. And then there's this one, which is reverse, which by default it's false. And so let's see what happens if I set that to true. So I give it my L, and I say reverse equals true. And now I see when I take a look at my L2 that it goes 987, whereas before, so by default it's increasing. Now it's in decreasing order. Now given that, right, notice my L itself hasn't changed. Right, throughout all that, L is still the same. But if I go L dot sort, and let me go back, this has all the same options, or this has the same options that sorted did. All right, there's the L, there's the key option, and there's the reverse option, and it doesn't return anything. It's actually done in place. It's stable. That's another thing which I will leave out, but is handy. All right, so I can do just L dot sort. Now when I look at L, it has been sorted. All right, so that's the big difference. Notice again, when I use sorted, it returned something, and so I captured it there. When I did sort, it actually changed L. Okay, we call that the side effect. All right, so next thing I want to show you is check out this website. Okay, and this website is WikiPython. MOIN, how to sorting. And what I'm going to do is, out of this, I'm going to grab from operator, I'm going to get item getter and attribute getter. So let's take a look. Just going to copy these. Copy. We're going to get that. And I'll put that in there. And we'll learn later on more about doing that. Then what I want to do is go up and get my people. There we go. So I have this list of people. And what are the characteristics of this list of people is that each one has a name, a weight, and a height. I'm just making some stuff up. So Joe is 140 pounds, 5.2 feet tall. Jane is 150 pounds and is 6.1, and so on. So what can I do? Well, I can take P2 and say this is sorted of people. There's my iterator, and I can see that P2 is sorted. And what happens when I have, so I have a list of tuples, what got sorted? Well, what got sorted was what got sorted were the names. Whatever is first, so this is a list of tuples, whatever is first is what got sorted. So we get Abby, Bob, Jack, Jane, and so on. And of course I can do it in reverse order and stuff like that, but that's not the interesting thing. What if I wanted to sort on, say, the weight? And that's where the key part comes in. So my key, and I get this item getter, and I'm going to get item 1. Right? Remember, things start at 0, so in each tuple, the 0 is the name, such as Abby. Item 1 is the weight, 120. Item 2 is the height, 4.5. So now when I sort, I'm actually going to sort on the weight, and we see that the weights are in increasing order. 120, 140, 150, 150, and 180. If I change that so that I go to 2, I get item 2, then I'm going to be sorting on the heights, and I can take a look, and now I see that yes, oops, my height's 4.5, 5.2, 5.5, 5.9, 6.1. Right, so that sorted on the second item in the list. And I can do that for any number of items, and I can also do it in reverse order if I want. So I can say reverse equals true. We'll do the same sort in reverse order. And by the way, if I wanted to have the top 3 in height, I can just take a slice. Right? Up to and including. It would be nice to assign that to something. So there's a few things about sorting.